We are from Westmeadows Heights Primary School. We are a school in transition. We're part of the Broadmeadows Regeneration Project. We shifted to Broadmeadows West site in the last weeks of 2008. We too have got a large ESL component of students and a significant number of students who come to school without kinder experience, and also a number of students each year who go overseas for extended holidays for months at a time. So that provides us with some challenges, as in many of our schools around the area. But our students have managed to settle into their new surroundings, and it has been a year of focused learning for all. In our cohort of families at Westmeadows Heights, we have 90% who receive EMA and approximately 80% non-English speaking background. And Broadmeadows West, who are now Broadmeadows Valley, also have a high percentage of students in those same categories. So in 2008, we began the AIZ program with one staff member participating in the professional development. As the AIZ literacy leader, she provided staff with professional learning in the HRLTS. The AIZ literacy leader also worked with the grade 5-6 teacher, me, to train me and the students in the use of the literacy strategies. We also had a regional coach in during 2008 to work with grade 5-6 to improve literacy standards and teaching, and the literacy coach was also training in AIZ. So we were all on the same page, which was terrific. The students became familiar with the strategies, practicing them through their oral language, writing about them and employing the strategies before, during and after reading. During 2008, Westmeadows Heights was working with Meadowfair North, Jacana Primary and Broadmeadows West, and these three schools merged in July 2009. We did some team teaching once a week for a day a week, where we travelled to Meadowfair North and worked as a team to get the students and the teachers used to working together in team teaching, because that's what we will be doing next year. We also had a 2-day live conference at a living conference, at Aiken Hill for intensive training in the 3 tiers of the action improvement zones. We looked at developmental behavioural management, numeracy and literacy, and I've already said we shifted. Okay, so in 2009, we targeted behaviour management at the start of the year to make sure we're all on the same page. We've gone a long way with that this year, and the students are really concentrating on their learning. There's a good tone to the classrooms, and staff and students are very happy. So that's been great, really great. And the students are focused on the learning, because we have the 2 values in the school: learning and being safe. So we all know that, and that's what we all refer to when we need to have a little talk. So everyone's on board, it's good. We've had professional learning in the AIZ high reliability literacy teaching procedures on a fortnightly basis, where we've discussed the strategies, what they were and what they looked like in the reading block, and ideas for teaching them to the students. We've agreed on activities to trial and report back to the group for reflection at the next meeting.
And that was to get everyone up to speed on the high reliability strategies too, because Karen was the only classroom teacher that actually came across from Westmeadows Heights site this year. We had one other employee this year, but with the combination of the Broadmeadows West staff, it was sort of just making sure we're all on the same page.
Yes. We've also been lucky enough to have 3 teachers from the regional saturation team working at the Johnson Street site, where we are, for a week at a time each fortnight. One of each of these have worked in each area of the school in the first semester to assist staff to employ best practice in literacy and the AIZ strategies. The saturation team members have helped staff to plan, they've modelled lessons, they've made suggestions for assessments and helped staff to analyse data and focus teaching in the areas of need as indicated through the data and observation. We've had PLT meetings on a fortnightly basis across the 2 sites, and because we've got the Lilliput site and the Johnson Street site, and during term 2 there's been a focus on developing pedagogy and a whole school approach to teaching of spelling, because our data shows spelling and grammar to be quite low. So why John? Our data did indicate that there was an immediate need for improvement in literacy across the schools. To achieve this improvement, we needed to build teacher capacity in literacy teaching through explicit use of the HRLTS, TPs, and other literacy comprehension strategies such as reciprocal reading. We needed a whole school approach to develop student comprehension strategies year to year so we can build on their previous knowledge. So we're not starting again on a different sort of focus each year and extending it further. So we're hoping that by grade 5, 6, students should be working at summarising and paraphrasing and further developing their vocabulary, because they should have already had some automised the use of the simple, some of the strategies like getting knowledge ready and visualising. So hopefully we are going to get them to be developing and using the higher order knowledge and skills. Okay, Justin.
Okay, I think I might be repeating some of what Karen's actually just said there, but what was the need was to build students' achievement in literacy, and in order to do this we had to build the teacher capacity in relation to the high reliability strategies, as well as other comprehension strategies such as reciprocal reading and using the other visualising and making connections to text and self and all those other comprehension strategies. And we had to build consistency across the school from P to 6 so that we were on the same page and building up those new staff's understandings of those approaches. Also, we had to develop the common understandings and beliefs and make sure that they were using them and using them consistently in their grades. Again, everyone on the same page. My getting knowledge ready might have been looking different to someone else's getting knowledge ready, so we had to make sure that we were all approaching it in the same manner and building it up from prep to grade 6, that this is how it looks in grade prep, and we want to see the steps building up to grade 6. Yep. Okay, our recommendations from John was that children needed to verbalise the strategies, and it was really important. He thought that we had the whole school engaged in learning and the teaching of the high reliability strategies. He was happy with what he saw in the classrooms and encouraged us to continue developing the students' ability to verbalise and internalise these processes and strategies. He said to do this through the explicit teaching and using explicit terms and focuses, so make sure that it's clear for the children and they know what their expectations are, and also through the zone of proximal development model, using the model scaffold and slowly take that scaffold away until they become independent. Okay.